Alright, boys and girls, weather geeks all across the area, welcome to the Ultimate Weather Geek Webcast episode number 1. All I needed was a little Apocalypse Now music, right? Alright, so welcome. We're going to give this a try, see how the response is out there. Again, this is pretty technical and it's very, very geeky, and I'll be able to kind of enhance it over the next couple of months as long as I can get enough responses and people really enjoy this as much as I like to talk about it. So let's get straight to the maps. Here's basically what I get to look at every day, and I kind of digest this information into the forecast, especially now since we got a chance of severe weather tomorrow. This is a good time to talk about it. All right, so this is the slight risk area from the Storms Prediction Center, and as you can see, yes, most of Georgia is included in that. Almost all of North Georgia, as a matter of fact, included in that. Only areas not included, that would be Ringgold, Dalton, basically the northwest corner of the state, but I think that will be lifted northward for tomorrow. Okay, the next map we're going to look at here, this is the surface map, and I'll draw you a couple features real quick. And basically we've got a cold front right now up to our north, and with that cold front, well, let me go back. With that cold front basically extends all the way down towards that area of low pressure in Texas. Now that area of low pressure in Texas, there you can see that low, that's got all these winds coming in from the south off the Gulf of Mexico. That is holding this cold front to our north, and it's really not going to allow it to push in. By the way, all these blue arrows and all that stuff up to the north, that represents very cold air that's coming down from Canada. But it is stuck now because of this area of low pressure at the surface. There you can see all the warm air down in Texas and Oklahoma. There again, you can see that boundary basically right around there. But that's lifted northward throughout the day. This is early around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of heat, a lot of moisture down to the south in the Gulf of Mexico. Kind of a regional data plot, and if you notice these little barbs, this is pointing the direction the wind is going. So the wind is going in this direction from the south towards the north. Let me change the color on that so we can give you a better image of what exactly we're looking at. There we go. Okay, so again, the winds are coming in from the south, and as you can see, they kind of take a little bit of a turn right there. Whenever you see 2 barbs, like you see right in this picture here, that means the wind is about 15 knots. 15 miles per hour. So you get a small barb for 5, larger barb for 10. This is what we call 850. 850 is about 5,000 feet AGL above ground level. And all that's doing, again, there you go with those barbs. All this is showing us is that low-level jet. In other words, all that moisture coming in from the south, from the Gulf of Mexico. That's all that moisture streaming in. And then up north, you've got more cold air streaming in from Canada. So you can again see where that battleground zone would be, generally right there where that line is. Now this is 500 millibars, and what that means is it's about 25,000 feet above the ground. And you'll notice this little circular area down here. That's the upper level low. You see the kink in that that line. That's the pressure field. That is the upper level low. These wind barbs, whenever you see triangles, that means these are really strong winds. So strong winds coming out of that area of low pressure. Now that is going to affect us in many ways. Now, this is the jet stream. This is 300 millibars, and if you notice to our north, you've got this purple area. Those are very, very strong winds. Notice 3 triangles. That's 160 mile per hour winds. And then you've got this other mini area of wind down here in Texas. Now, what this does is it actually creates very strong lift, because in this rear region of this jet right there, you get, let me erase that real quick. In this area of the jet stream right there, you get winds that are accelerating into that jet, and then you've got winds that are decelerating as they come out of this jet right here. So it creates this little suction area. In other words, it creates lift from the surface all the way up to the upper levels. Again, like I said, this is pretty technical. It's rather geeky, so I'll go through a little bit quicker. Now you can actually see the upper level low right here in this enhanced picture. That's what caused all the thunderstorms today. And then you can also see the jet stream carrying all that moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. This is what we call the water vapor loop. As we do more, I'll probably lessen the amount of slides and get a little more in depth, but I wanted to talk about the severe weather chances. Okay, so here we are tomorrow. This is the noon hour. This is 500 millibars at the jet stream level, and we got a little weak disturbance coming out. That's that disturbance down in Texas tomorrow. I think it's going to be a little stronger than this tomorrow in the afternoon. Now this right here is a representation of where that front is. This is the surface winds, and you can see the surface winds coming out from the north, and then you can see the surface winds coming out from the south. Again, from the north, from the south. This is tomorrow at 18Z is noon. So right there, that line is a line of what we call convergence. In other words, where that cold front's going to set up. Notice in Georgia, we're south of that cold front. Now, here are the 300 millibar winds, and again, we are in that what we call the entrance region of this jet. There's the tail end of the jet right there, and it's typically in this area where you have the best lift. That's what we're going to have tomorrow, is we're going to be in the area of the best lift. That is a forecast model. Now, here's our area of instability, and you can see this is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. We are in that area where the highest instability is going to be, and we're going to call it decent instability here in North Georgia. We're still looking at around almost 750 cape, which would mean your vertical velocity would be about 30 miles an hour, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Not all that strong, but still nonetheless it does indicate that we could have some stronger thunderstorms. Now this is the area that has all the spin. It's called helicity, and some actually pretty strong helicity in the area. That's the twisting mechanism that happens in the atmosphere. Okay, here's our rainfall totals by tomorrow night or at the noon hour, and the cold front setting up right across North Georgia, but moving down into North Georgia by about 6 o'clock tomorrow in the evening time. And so that line, as it pushes through, will give us a chance for severe weather. The severe weather chances will go down after the front moves through, and that should be around 7 o'clock. So our window is between 3 and 6 o'clock. And here is what the Hydrological Prediction Center is saying, that North Georgia will see anywhere between, you can let me see if I can highlight that for you. Anywhere right there in that zone is anywhere between 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So I think they're pretty much on that right there. All right, hope you don't have a headache. Let me know what you think. Just put a comment below. Well, actually, I'll post a thread here on Facebook because I'm going to put this up to the blog. And episode 1 in the can. We'll have episode 2 next time it's warranted.